Coming up on CBC Vancouver News. Gas prices are still climbing.
Everybody's getting pillaged over gas prices. It went from $1.70, which was high, now it's what? Anywhere from $2 to $2.07.
Making motorists wonder just how high can they go. Plus, is a drinking water crisis brewing for Metro Vancouver?
The system has its limitations, and when the reservoirs are full, they're full and they need to last us throughout the summer.
The race against the clock to find solutions. And as temperatures heat up, so does the debate around beach parking.
These are some of the most attractive parking areas in the world.
How the cost became a political controversy.
This is CBC Vancouver News.
Hello, I'm Michelle Ghoussoub. Thanks for joining us. BC gas prices are climbing again despite the federal gas excise tax being paused for over a week. Motorists say they need to come down, but as Keir Junos reports, governments may not have many options to provide relief.
Gas prices dropped when the federal government paused its excise tax, but just over a week later, prices have been steadily climbing. Even here in Abbotsford, where the price of gas is reliably cheaper than Vancouver, the average price went back to levels we saw before the tax was paused.
Everybody's getting pillaged over gas prices. It went from $1.70, which was high, now it's what? Anywhere from $2 to $2.07.
At this Surrey gas station, a litre of regular was $2.24.9.
I almost stopped driving. I just can't stand it.
I drive every day, so every second day or third day I fill up.
Out in Kamloops, families are trying to find a balance in the budget.
I always have to take that into account when I'm figuring out how much is the gas going to cost, how much am I going to have left over for groceries.
Fuel prices have been spiking because of the ongoing U.S.-Israel war in Iran and the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. Some wonder what Canada can do to keep the price of gas low at home.
I think if Canada had its own refinery that we kept in-house and we did have our own fuel, it would be cheaper, obviously.
But UBC economist Werner Entweiler says Canada's oil refineries are already running at nearly full capacity. And as for the fuel tax that's on pause, he says it has little effect.
The excise tax cut and holiday won't really help very much. It's a few cents, and gas prices have risen by a whole lot more and are very likely to rise even further.
Antweiler says governments don't have many options. One possibility that has been considered is stopping oil exports to save it for use at home, but he says that would be extreme.
There are some essentially very brutal options to intervene in the market that governments typically do not pursue unless we get to a real crisis situation.
For now, as prices keep rising, he says drivers may have to be more choosy about when they get behind the wheel. Keir Junos, CBC News, Abbotsford.
Premier David Eby is defending the cancellations of several long-term care projects across the province, saying the ballooning costs were unsustainable.
This project was off the rails. It was over budget. It had completely changed the siting and the scope of the project in a way that key community members, whether the staff at the Hospital Foundation, key partners for us, did not feel included.
After initially saying contracts for 5 long-term care facilities were being delayed, the province announced their cancellation this week. BC's infrastructure minister says the projects remain fully approved in the provincial capital plan, but more work needs to be done at the design and development phase. 2 municipalities in Metro Vancouver are debating how much to charge for parking at a local beach. As Justin McElroy reports, it's become an increasing source of revenue for municipalities, but also a growing source of controversy.
Ambleside Beach. It's in West Vancouver, has a great view of Lionsgate Bridge, and is cheaper to park at than other beaches in and around Vancouver. And that has one politician concerned.
The genie is out of the bottle. So we are going to be attracting the hordes, whether we want them or whether we don't.
That is West Vancouver Councillor Christine Cassidy during a 2-hour council debate this week over Ambleside's paid parking pilot. While locals can get a permit for free, non-West Van residents now have to pay $2.50 an hour. The district has put in non-resident parking fees for a number of parks in the last couple years, both to raise revenue and manage traffic. Still, Ambleside is cheaper than any other beach parking lot on the North Shore or the city of Vancouver. Hence, the suggested hordes.
The crowds that were on that seawall, you could tell they did not live in West Vancouver. I'm just saying, you can tell. It's not you and your buddy or you and your wife or you and your children. These are groups of 6 or 8 or 9.
At the end of the day, Council decided to keep the rate at $2.50 for the summer and for staff to give a progress report after that. Now, the issue has attracted considerable controversy in West Vancouver, but it's not the only jurisdiction that has recently gone this route.
These are some of the most attractive parking areas in the world.
That is Vancouver Park Board Chair Tom Digby. Vancouver has put in paid parking at Spanish banks and some community centres in the last couple of years. They've also increased rates at other beaches. But then again, so has the District of North Vancouver. So has Metro Vancouver. Digby says that this fee increase subsidizes other services and is a reasonable response to a growing population.
Just having 10 feet of asphalt laid out there, you know, an 8-foot by 12-foot space waiting for you is a luxury that the city can no longer afford. So if somebody wants to use that, we're asking for a modest fee.
And while it may be modest, it certainly adds up. Here is a chart. Vancouver's Park Board is on pace to nearly triple its parking revenues in this decade. Digby says that in a zero means zero property tax budget, it helps balance things out. At the same time, he put forward a motion for next meeting to reduce the spike in parking fees at Spanish banks.
Some of us think that it's too much. We'll see if there's a majority on the Park Board.
So next time you're at Spanish banks, the parking fee might be a smaller number. The number of apps to pay for it, though, don't count on it. Justin McElroy, CBC News, Vancouver.
A record low snowpack and a hot, dry summer forecast have triggered Stage 2 water restrictions for Metro Vancouver, the earliest Stage 2 on record. That means residents and businesses are banned from watering lawns from May 1st until further notice. Trees, shrubs, and flowers can only be watered with a sprinkler from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. daily. Hand watering or drip irrigation, as well as vegetable garden watering, are allowed at any time of the day. While this might feel like an anomaly, it's actually a glimpse into a future shaped by climate change and a surging population. Johanna Wagstaff explains what's happening.
Vancouver is one of the wettest cities on Earth. Yet when it comes to drinking water, there's a crisis on the horizon. And the proposed solutions are kind of wild, like a giant straw, pipes you can drive through, maybe even a new source lake. Stick with me.
Let's start by understanding the existing drinking water system. I'm standing in front of one of them. This is Capilano Lake, one of 3 reservoirs on the North Shore Mountains that catch the runoff from 60,000 hectares of protected land. That means no hiking, no camping, no human footprints. We locked down these watersheds a century ago to act as pristine catchment basins for Capilano, Seymour, and Coquitlam reservoirs. These giant holding lakes, if you will, provide the water to 3 million people. That's about half of BC's entire population.
The genius of this system is the altitude. The mountains do the heavy lifting, using gravity as the primary delivery method. So massive pumping stations and massive amounts of electricity are not needed, just pipes guiding the flow down to your glass. It's a perfect passive system. For now.
We're very lucky with the system we have, but the system has its limitations. And when the reservoirs are full, they're full and they need to last us throughout the summer.
Which brings us to conflict number 1. Climate change. This whole system works because the snow we get in the mountains in the winter slowly melts through the spring and summer, keeping our reservoirs full when demand is the highest. I've looked at the projections for Metro Vancouver snow. By the 2050s, the average winter snowpack is expected to decrease by almost 60%. By the 2080s, that number is closer to 80%. We're already losing winter snow as the season shifts, getting more of our snow as rain. And we're seeing glimpses of what that looks like when we get to the bottom of our lakes too early. Tighter restrictions. 2026 is the earliest Metro Vancouver has introduced Stage 2 water restrictions on record. Basically, no lawn watering until the fall.
And so we know we provide a billion litres in winter, so 1 billion litres. It's the size of BC Place if you fill it up every day in winter. But in summer, that increases by 50%.
So how do we get more water when we need it? The first wild plan is the giant straw. By the mid-2030s, Metro Vancouver is launching a second water intake at Coquitlam Lake to double its water withdrawal. The water is already there, it's just physically out of reach of our current pipes. We're tunneling a brand new lower intake to grab that cold, high-quality water from the depths. Think of it like sticking a longer straw in your bubble tea to get the last few pearls at the bottom of the cup.
So Coquitlam Lake currently provides drinking water to about 1/3 of the region. And with the upgrade, eventually it's going to be able to provide more than half of the region. It's a very big lake. It's also very deep. The deepest part is actually below sea level.
But even if we have all the water we need, we have to move it. And we live in a major seismic zone, conflict number 2. Our water has to travel under massive bodies of water, like the Burrard Inlet, to get to your tap. I've done a deep dive into the liquefaction hazard maps, and the big concern here is that during a large earthquake, the ground, especially near the riverbanks, turn to jello. So if a main pipe snaps 30 meters below the water, you can't just send a scuba diver down to patch it. We could be dry for weeks. About 75% of our primary pipes have been upgraded to seismic resilient joints, designed to bend and stretch, like this one, rather than snap if the earth cracks.
Correct. This pipe here is 3.2 meters in diameter, so yes, you could drive a small car through there. It's challenging in the sense that, we do have to make sure that the pipes are the right size, right material, and it's going to be able to withstand these large earthquakes that, we're one day going to see, unfortunately, right?
But engineering can't solve everything if our habits don't change. And that leads us to conflict number 3, rising demand. We're adding 35,000 new neighbors every year. Based on forecasted demand and population growth, the region will likely need additional water storage by the mid-2030s if relying solely on the current system's capabilities. But it turns out Vancouver also just straight up uses a lot of water.
The Vancouver region are the highest per capita water users in the country. So, it's not a table we want to be first on, I think. So it's definitely a two-pronged approach. It's let's all use less and let's plan for the second intake at Coquitlam so we can access more of the high quality source water that we have in this region.
Even with the longer straw and the bendy pipes, the math still doesn't quite add up for the next century. Metro Vancouver is evaluating 7 mega projects to get us through to 2120. We're talking about entirely new source lakes outside our current map, like Harrison Lake or Pitt Lake. Lakes, by the way, that haven't already been earmarked for BC Hydro use in the future. We're also talking about raising the Seymour Falls Dam by 53 meters. And these are engineering hurdles on unceded territories. Altering these waterways requires decades of engagement with local First Nations. Our 100-year survival equation is a race. Move water from mountains that are losing snow across an earthquake fault line to a sprawling city with a growing number of taps. But Metro Vancouver has planned for 100 years before, so they're betting billions that we can out-engineer the clock.
And Darius Maravi joins us now with the first look at the weather for the weekend.
That's right, and temperatures are climbing, which just before I say that, I just want to say that was such a good story. I had no idea we use so much water. Where is it all going? With that said, temperatures are going to be climbing as we head into the weekend. I'd expect a lot of air conditioners to be turned on for the first time this year. Temperatures are going to be reaching near 30 degrees in many parts of the Lower Mainland, potentially hitting that in parts of the Fraser Valley, and Port Alberni likely to hit 30 degrees on Sunday or maybe Monday, one of the two. But you see a lot more orange on this map than we've seen at all so far this year. Two impacts of that I want to mention. One is the Vancouver BMO Marathon, which is happening this weekend. City officials have put out a notice just saying, maybe temper your expectations. It's not that people don't run in these temperatures, but if this race was in, say, July, people would have been able to train for this kind of heat before they're running the race, whereas right now they're probably not acclimated to it. So just maybe this isn't the one to go for your PB, is what officials have said. The other thing I wanted to mention is the fire danger. There's a chance of some thunderstorms in the southern interior this weekend. And so just if you see a fire, make sure to report it. We'll talk more about this later in the show.
Thanks, Darius.
Thank you.
BC's interior is known for its wineries, but they're generally not known for drawing design inspiration from Persian architecture. After the break, more on the new project drawing attention. Canada Soccer is slated to get almost $10 million from the feds to build a national soccer training center. But this comes as a Las Vegas investor group puts its name forward to buy and relocate the Vancouver Whitecaps. Yasmin Rania with more on the epic highs and lows of Canadian soccer.
Vancouver Whitecaps fans rallying to keep the beloved team in their city as concerns they might move to the U.S. grow.
The Vancouver Whitecaps are the heartbeat of the city, and we love this team, and we want to keep it here.
Brian White, he scores! Las Vegas businessman Grant Gustafson has made a formal bid to Major League Soccer to buy and relocate the team.
We don't want them to go to Vegas or anywhere else.
It comes amid a big push to bring more sports to Sin City. Construction is underway on a $2 billion Major League Baseball stadium, and there's a pitch for a massive sports and entertainment hub on the Las Vegas Strip. In a statement, Gustafson's investment group says its Whitecaps ambitions are not connected to any of the recently announced arena ideas in Las Vegas.
Muller back across goal!
Despite being one of the best teams in the league, the Whitecaps say they have money problems, arguing their current stadium, owned by the provincial government, doesn't allow them to make enough revenue.
Well, I think there's a lot of questions about why the team is on sale when the team is finally good.
The relocation concerns come as Canada is investing big in soccer, with Ottawa announcing Friday $9.8 million towards building a national training centre.
I think it's critical that we find solutions here. That said, it's a challenging concept for the federal government to engage in professional sport.
Whitecaps ownership says they'd prefer to find a local buyer who will keep the team in Vancouver. They'll continue talks with MLS and the province about the club's future in the coming days. They may not control what happens next, but for these fans, their loyalty isn't going anywhere. Yasmin Ranea, CBC News, Vancouver.
A new winery in Kelowna is grabbing attention with its ode to Persian architecture. As Brady Strachan reports, the estate is a powerful cultural bridge for those visiting the region.
High on a granite hillside overlooking Okanagan Lake, the 20-meter marbled arch of Azhadi Vineyards juts into the skyline. The 4-story building looks more like a Persian cultural landmark than a conventional winery. For owner Mike Azhadi, it's the result of an 8-year vision.
I wanted to do something to celebrate Canada. And Canada is a celebration of various cultures. That inspired me to build a building that can celebrate East and West.
The entrance is a tribute to Tehran's Freedom Monument. For Azhadi, who was born in Tehran, the reaction from visitors is immediate.
When Iranians come, I see tears in their eyes. I see they get overwhelmed with emotions. They all have some sort of a touch point with the culture.
Inside the large entrance hall, tasting room and restaurant look out onto a 180-degree view of Okanagan Lake. The building is carved directly into a granite knoll, which helps regulate temperature and humidity.
Right now we are running at probably 15 degrees in here, and it's nice and cool year-round.
The blend of East and West is also displayed in Azhadi's art collection, where massive Persian rugs sit beside original paintings from Canada's Group of Seven. Despite his excitement of showing off the winery, Azhadi admits it's hard to celebrate as war ravages his homeland.
It's very difficult. I didn't do a grand opening because I was conflicted. People are dying and I don't want to celebrate, but at the same time, you can't just take it and not react with positivity to it.
Setting those feelings aside, Azhadi says he's excited about the summer tourist season. The winery is now open to the public. Brady Strachan, CBC News, Kelowna.
A gorgeous warm day in the Kootenays and more warm days to come. Darius has your full provincial forecast coming up.
Hi, I'm Amy Bell, and this is your CBC Inbox.
CBC returns as the exclusive media partner of the Doxa Documentary Film Festival, April 30th to May 10th. Doxa presents an exceptional selection of films and events that cultivate curiosity and critical thought. Festival tickets at doxafestival.ca. And on May 12th, join the CBC's Beneat Brach at Surrey's Top 25 Under 25, an awards reception honoring the remarkable achievements of Surrey's top young leaders.
Darius Maravi joins us now with his full BC weather forecast and a warm weekend ahead.
That's right. In many places, not just warm, but hot. And that heat is continuing into next week with another spike likely midweek in the southern interior and maybe pretty much all of southern BC getting another jump in temperature next weekend. That's a little bit far out. For now, we'll focus on this, but look at this ridge of high pressure just dominating BC over at least the next 7 days and likely beyond that as well. There's a chance that it moves off by next Friday, but at this point, no guarantees. We do have temperatures climbing in the south over the next few days. They are also climbing in the central interior and the north, still well above seasonal, just not quite to the extent that we're seeing it in the south. Temperatures in places like Port Alberni, as well as parts of the southern interior, likely to hit 30 degrees. Parts of the Fraser Valley, 28, 29, with a chance of hitting 30 there as well. And of course, this is contributing to the fire danger. It's not just the heat and the lack of precipitation that's coming this week, but the lack of precipitation we've had, at least falling as snow, throughout the whole winter. Very low snowpack on Vancouver Island, the south coast, parts of the Chilcotin, as well as the Okanagan. All these places that we're watching because the snowpack is so low. And in many of them, we also have ongoing drought conditions that have held through the winter, especially in the southern interior and up through the Okanagan into the Thompson. And all of that together means that the fire danger is already sitting at yellow, moderate level. And I would be shocked if by early next week, we didn't have most of southern BC in the colored in this map in orange. High fire danger is likely with pockets of extreme, and that will likely continue, especially in the southern interior, through next week. With that said, lots of sunshine. I'm sure many people are going to be out and about and enjoying it. Slight chance of some thunderstorms in the south, just if you see any fires, make sure to report them, but also enjoy the nice weather.
Thanks so much, Darius.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on CBC Vancouver News. You can watch this newscast on CBC Gem, that's our free app, as well as on YouTube and our website, cbc.ca/BC. Good night.